Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, cats and dogs, rodents and other small insects, welcome to another episode of Eloquently Saying Nothing. I am your host today, Big Wahala. I ain't got no drops, fam.
No drops, yeah?
I ain't got no drops. Dav's not here today. Mr. Wolf's not here today. Look up to the Most High, to our guy, Web Slinger, who's with us always in spirit. But Big Wild ain't got no drops, bro. I'ma be real with ya. And as you can hear, I got my brother next to me.
Always.
Simple Simon in the building.
Always.
Greetings.
In the name of the Most High.
It's lusty early morning. Yeah, Monday morning. So yeah, so it's just us now at the moment in the building. It's a Friday night. We're about to it's almost Saturday to be honest, but it's a Friday night still.
23:53 on Friday, the 12th of September.
2025. Shout out my nephew, it's his birthday today. Just came back from his yard with my sister's yard and my brother-in-law's yard, because that's where he was having his gathering. And there was, it was old school. We did like old school party.
Seriously?
It wasn't like a party thing, but it was like an old school thing where all these brethren came around and they were just playing PS5.
Okay, like that. Yeah.
I just want to take it back. Let's play some PS5 in the same facility. So man had two controllers.
Yeah. And
they were playing each other whilst eating in the same room. I was like, I don't know if you guys even know about these movies. He goes, yeah, we used to do it. It was kids, innit? He goes, yeah, man, I'm blessed, man. I think he's recently married. You know,
yeah.
We've gone on big holidays, so I think he just wanted a calm situation for his birthday today. His missus took him out. Yeah, you see what I mean? That's deep now. I'm saying his missus. His missus took him out. I think he went for like a spa thing, chill out thing. So he had a nice chilled out birthday. He's 23 today.
Rub that football.
My nephew still.
23?
Yeah, 23.
Oh, he's young in the dunya still.
Yeah, 23. Boy, his life is already just starting.
It's mapped, isn't it?
He's got so much time left in his life, boy.
He hasn't hit the prime at all.
No, at all, boy. But he's there enjoying himself. He's got his nice. Did you see that he's got a new car as well?
He is. All right, celebration be celebrated.
Yeah, man. I was like, what's this? I see when I drive to, because usually I park my car on my sister's drive. Yeah. But when I got there, it was like it was the other car that's there. I thought it was one of his brothers. Like, he's driving this vehicle like that's on my space that they usually allocate for somebody like me. When I got in the car, like, whose car is that? They're like, it's so-and-so's car. I said, I said, you got a new car? He goes, yeah, what? He's trying to do a thing. He's like, yeah, I'm just maybe buy to sell. But, I bought this one because I saw it in the auction and it's blah, 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 blah. Nice car, man. It looks all right. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I think you should keep it, but he's saying he's not too sure whether or not he should keep it or not. But it's a nice car, man. Took me for the driving it. Now, he's been driving for ages. This is the first time I've ever let him drive me. Okay. So it took me around the corner. It was just showing because it's got turbo in it. It's just showing how quick it is. And it's a nice vehicle. I was like, yeah, man, you should keep it. Just fix whatever the problem is. That they obviously, when someone goes to the auction, if you don't know, because obviously not everyone knows everything. There's times when you can buy stuff from car auctions. At the moment, there's different versions of car auctions. There's the ones where you can go and see the car. And you're there and you're bidding, you're putting your hand up, you're like, 500, 500, give me 500, give me 500, 500, 600, 600, 600.
Yeah.
And there's the ones where they're doing them online, so you can buy them online. So I think his one was an online bid. Okay. So he hadn't even seen the vehicle before he had purchased it.
Oi, them brave man there.
Yeah, man, it's deep. I know that one. I know my other car, my old one of those things as well. So, so he got it for a very good price. So for me, if you can fix it, just get it fixed and be done with it. But so I did my proud uncle moment. I put my hand behind my back. I stood there looking inside of it just to see if it was all right. But he's done the right, correct thing. Like I was like, there's granddad noise. He goes, I've been to granddad already. I said, I said, yes. You must go to granddad and show him that you'll have a new vehicle. Yeah. He goes, that's the one in the first place I went when I got it. I went to make sure I showed him the car. I was like, you see, it's good. You're going by you're passing down the generational things.
I must say, that nephew has grown well.
Yeah, all of them have grown well.
He's grown well.
All of them have grown their own way.
I should say he's growing well.
They've all grown well. They've all let their roots grow, and it's nice to see the younger generation doing whatever they're supposed to be doing. It's nice.
Moments of pride.
Yes.
The wisdom.
The wisdom translation. But yeah, anyway, as I said, this is
Episode 529.
in your blood club.
Sis Arton.
I didn't bother with the echo.
Man's on no frills today, boy.
Bro, we're just podding today, innit? We're doing some chit chat today. Chit chat. That's what we're gonna be doing today.
Quick save.
Yeah. Somebody shout up one of the listeners actually. Her name's Bisola, I think, or it might be a boy, but usually Bisolas I know are girls. They sent some stuff through from the comments for us to talk about at some point. Because there's only two of us here, I think I'll probably leave a few of them for when the rest of the guys are here. But I might touch on some of them a little bit later though still. But it's nice to see that people are sending out questions about or things that they would like us to talk about. It's always welcome. As I said, we don't always get through to the questions that do come through depending on what we're discussing at the time, but it's lovely to have them. So if we have got the time, we do go through some of the questions. But I think what we would just start off from a very, very, very rip. I think we might as well start off from what's going down in the United States in Utah.
Which one's okay? Yeah. Utah. What's that?
So Utah is about Charlie Kirk.
Oh yes.
So
the reason why I'm saying that because there's been like between that happening and now, there's been another school shooting. There's been bad things going on.
I don't know about any of that type of stuff. So I know you posted something about some boy that was going to do one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was actually another one that actually happened.
No, there's one that actually happened as well.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, maybe we can flesh that out when we get the time.
I don't know. I just heard it.
For those that don't know, Charlie Kirk, who is seen to be a right-wing, I don't even know if he's a politician or just basically I should just say maybe a political media star at the moment. He goes around universities, colleges, schools, different places and debates people about numerous things. He is very right-wing. He is very controversial. He said a lot of things that a lot of people are not happy about. And this week, he was assassinated by, they seem to think they found somebody, by a man. We'll say a man for the time being because they think they've caught the person.
Tyler something his name is.
I don't know his name.
Yeah, just before I came I saw something.
I won't dash out the name because he's confirmed. I won't dash out a man's name because he might.
No, this was like they were interviewing his neighbor.
Okay.
Yeah,
but he hasn't gone to the court of law. He hasn't gone.
Oh yeah, that's what you're saying. Allegedly.
He's allegedly shot Charlie Kirk. So yeah, there's videos of him going around the internet of him being shot. You can see the bullet hitting his neck and tearing an artery, and eventually a few hours later he was pronounced dead.
I've not even avoided. I haven't seen that.
But I've seen it in so many different angles. It is absolutely mad. Bruv, I will scroll my timeline, I'll just see bang, bang, bang. People of different, because there was another conspiracy about the fact that maybe he's, I won't call it a conspiracy, but it's just a discussion that's going around about maybe that the fact that he was wearing a bulletproof vest and the bulletproof vest might have ricocheted into his neck. Oh. And maybe they wasn't aiming to kill him, they was just aiming to shoot him.
Okay.
So that when all of this stuff happens, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around. And people start thinking that this, that was happening, and
PhDs get pulled out.
Exactly. So yeah, they've shown so many different angles of the shooting. It's just been a bit ridiculous. But yeah, the response that I've been seeing has been so polar opposite is absolutely crazy. Now there's a lot of right wing people that are supporters of him that are like, this is a tragedy. The world has gone crazy. Look what's happening to our people, our citizens of the United States, yada, yada, yada. Feel sorry for his family, feel sorry for his children. And then the other side of the coin is just people making jokes, laughing at him, saying that this is his own fault. I think there's people that's already been fired from their jobs for saying basically this is his own fault that this has happened to him. The way that he speaks and the things that he says, it encourages this type of behavior. And it's now come back on him. So he's a very advocate of gun rights.
Second Amendment laws.
Yeah, I think he's even talking about gun rights or shooting at the time of the shot that was taken. Okay. Which was ironic. He's very much like you should have, Americans should have the rights to bear arms. People should use their guns, this, that, and the other. And eventually now it's caught up with him where somebody's decided to use their weapon to kill him. He's also quite, how can I put it? There's a lot of quotes that are going around about him regarding black people and how violent black people are. There was a video clip going around where he said that we was better off in the 1940s when there was segregation and such, because you couldn't basically do you didn't have really any rights, and there was black people were less violent. And people were like, well, we didn't have any rights. We were like, well, doesn't mean you weren't less violent. Type thing.
Wow, he's one of those guys.
Yeah, he's got a lot of, again. If I was to scroll through the timeline, you will see so much different quotes and stuff that he said. He spoke ill of the Palestinians as well, saying that he's happy to see them. I think I need to get the correct quote, but it's almost like saying that he's happy to be seeing them killed because that's what they deserve. Type thing.
Oh,
yeah, he's not a nice guy.
Okay,
if you're not on his what he believes in, he's not a nice guy.
Okay, so
that is why you see a lot of people online at the moment rejoicing at the fact that he's been shot and killed. What's your thoughts on it anyway?
I'm actually confused by the response, because there was in the UK today in London there was a rally, Whitehall, a rally and a vigil, for him, for this Charlie Kirk guy. Yeah, exactly. This is what I didn't understand. And from the video footage that I saw of the rally, there was a fairly high attendance, and a couple of people were interviewed on the ground. I don't know how, but I also found it interesting that the people that they interviewed also happened to be American, a couple of Americans in there. And the narrative that they're positioning this under is like around the death of freedom of speech. And that's what people are saying that they're concerned about. It's like, this guy exercised his freedom of speech, his right to freedom of speech, and him being killed in this way, they see it as an attack on the freedom of speech. Now, this rally, for the most part, was attended by purely Caucasian people.
The one in the UK?
Yes, the one in the UK.
One thing I should have said as well is that he's actually a very devout Christian.
Yeah.
So he's a born again, I think. I think at one point he was not Christian and he must have just become a devout Christian. So a lot of the things that's happening in these visuals and these things is from Christian people as well.
And that's what that's the next thing I was coming to. There was a lot of, because the person just went around interviewing random people and they were just like, yeah, I'm here because he was a Christian and he was very, very strong in the faith. And, one of our comrades has passed and I just want to come and show my respects for that. So look, I'm very, I haven't decided yet, but I'm very surprised, I would say, by the response to this. And I'm trying to look at it through political eyes, because unfortunately I live in a time where none of these events are happening in isolation, and none of these events are happening without some kind of gained cause, if you get what I'm saying to you. So it's either they were put into place for a reason, or the opportunism that happened because something happened. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm just looking at the political angle all the way.
Well, you always say that people like that in those types of jobs, they know how to pivot. So if something happens, they will know how to say, okay, how can we use this to our advantage?
100%.
How can we pivot to make this a negative story to a positive story?
100%.
And how they go from there. So I'm sure they would have had things in place if stuff like this happens to anyone, really.
But then my thing is, I'm looking at the broader timeline. So what was it? The day before this guy was shot, Israel did a strike on Doha. Yeah. Trump claimed that he didn't know anything about the strike until about 10 minutes before it happened, because he wouldn't have sanctioned it.
Yeah, because they've just have good relations at the moment.
Exactly.
America.
Exactly. And then his right-hand man gets shot the next day. Like,
he's a right-hand man.
Bruv, the way that you heard Trump talking about this Charlie Kirk guy, it's like he rided for him. Like, that was his man.
I don't know about his right-hand man, but at one point
he was pivotal in getting him the votes.
If he continued the way the trajectory that he was going, he could have potentially have been one of the Republican leaders at some point if he decides to go that way.
I hear it, but like, again, with Trump, it's like it's very, I would say, black and white, but like, he either likes you or he doesn't like you, innit? And when he likes you, he talks you up. The way I've listened to him talk about this Charlie Kirk guy, I'm just like, okay, so this guy's very important to you.
Well, you can't speak badly of him because he supports his cause, isn't it? It's him. He's one of the ones that support Trump, and he's basically been assassinated for. Well, again, people say freedom of speech. So Trump has to. He can't be seen. I'm not saying that he doesn't care about the guy. Let me not put that. I'm putting that in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
But he can't. Even if he didn't care about the guy, he can't speak badly about him anyway.
It's not about speaking badly. It's when when Trump is gassing something because of how he talks about it. So he doesn't have to say anything bad. I'm just saying, but the way he's talked about it, it was like, this was his guy, basically.
Some people are saying that this guy's a sacrifice because the Epstein files is going to come out again because there was discussion about that coming out again. And then boom, suddenly something else is now.
But this is what I'm saying to you. The whole newscape is a mazine. So again, let me give you the timeline. So the Doha thing happens. This man dies the next day. I don't know if it was in the same day or the day after that. They started talking about Mandelson with our political party, Labour Party here, where Mandelson now is also in these Epstein files. And they've now also found letters and stuff. Because Mandelson was saying that he wasn't really friends with Epstein. He didn't really know him like that. Yeah? And now they've got document receipts now where man sent the man birthday cards and all them type of stuff and personalized messages in the birthday card talking about, you'll get through this and blah, 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 blah. And my man's like, well, I didn't know that he was guilty until that was before, I found out all of this extra stuff and whatever. But it's not looking good over there. It's looking greasy. So, I don't know, the news cycle to me at the moment is so full of there's something going on and I don't know where it is.
For me, if you got one of those situations where somebody has committed a crime that you didn't know about, it's best to you to say, I didn't know about it. Like, because with Epstein, there's so many people that he's, been involved with that everyone can't be a pedophile. Do you know what I mean?
I hear it.
So you're going to say, you know what? Yeah, I was at his parties. Everyone was at his parties. Like, what? I didn't know it was a case. The minute I now know that there was a situation about it, I'll cut ties with. Well, he's dead now. I would have cut ties with him. I didn't know. Pretending like you never knew who the person was is just stupid because they will always have some receipts to show that you know who they are. And clearly, he seems to be keeping some form of ledger of all the people that he was having discussions with.
It's mad
because it keeps popping up every 5 minutes about this thing and the other.
It's crazy in the dunya right now.
But who was it that he was having the conversations with via the letters that they were doing or the cards as well? I think it was Trump's, wasn't it? Was it
Trump. They were looking at the again. I just saw quickly in the news cycle today. They were looking at the signature of Donald Trump, and they're looking at the signature of some documents and some cards that he sent to my man, and they're looking at his signature now, and they've done a comparative analysis, and the person who's looking at the signature doing the comparative analysis came out with this. Oh yeah, it's definitely Donald Trump's signature. He's definitely written it, but you can also see that his signature has changed over time. So this is the pre-president Donald Trump's signature, and this is his post-president Trump's. So they're giving you a proper timeline to say, yeah, like this is how and from when the man's known the man. Like,
we know they've known each other anyway. There's images, there's pictures.
It's wild. It is wild over there, and this is why this Charlie Kirk thing. I don't know how to feel about it because I'm just like, there are too many things lined up. Don't get me wrong, things are always happening, innit? Like events are always happening, and it doesn't mean that every event is interlinked. But this one, I don't know, the timeline to me just seemed a bit mad.
So what do you think about because again, there's a lot of discussion going around about people shouldn't be, even Dr. Umar said something about it where it was like people shouldn't necessarily be worrying about praising the fact that this man has been killed. Like it's not something, we should be doing. Because there's people that are properly, like I was saying to one of my colleagues today, this is, since Hulk Hogan, it's been one of the times that I've seen people actually rejoicing about the fact that somebody has been killed or died.
Yeah, no, I find it interesting, innit? Like, because culturally and within society, we're not allowed to celebrate the death of anybody unless they're Hitler or unless it's Osama bin Laden. Like, we have very, very particular types of people that we're allowed to celebrate the death of. Yeah? And it's not necessarily to do with anything other than what the establishment decides and chooses is the appropriate person to celebrate the death of.
Yeah, because obviously, again, history will tell you that this person has maybe been offensive to this particular pool of people, and other people see him as the polar opposite. Again, same like Hitler though. There's people that cried that Hitler died because they were sad, So it goes both ways in these types of things. But yeah, I don't know. I'm one of those people that don't care.
Yeah, I don't care, but I don't make a habit of celebrating death. That makes sense.
Yeah. I'm not. If you are so against this person and they have done such egregious things that in the world, and you feel the need to celebrate that person's death, that's your business. I personally don't care. I'm not happy that they died. I'm not sad that they died. I'm indifferent about their death. Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
Well, so again, when I find the things out about the person and they're already dead, I'm like, well, okay, well maybe they can't, because some people are like, will be about their children, and sometimes you think to yourself, well, if this person was such a mean or disgusting person, would they have been the person that you would like to, teach children? I don't know, but then also again, you don't want anybody's child to be without a father in this method or this way of happening. It's a weird one, but I'm really one of those, like, I don't care.
So for me now, I think there's also another layer that I'm a little bit uncomfortable with, is that like this Charlie Kirk guy, I'll be honest with you, before this has happened, I didn't really know he existed, innit? Like,
well, we're not in that space really, are you?
Yeah, but so he wasn't on my radar. I didn't know anything about him. So I don't have any enough information or any ammunition to feel any way about him. Yeah, he's only just popped into the radar. He didn't exist to me before now. What I'm a little bit uncomfortable with is people that are like me, that didn't know he existed before, who now know he existed, and then because of the information that's flying around now, they've now made a decision, and then they're now happy that he's dead. Like that. That for me is weird. If you knew about him, and you were up to speed from always, and you were like, yeah, maybe this person would do us all a great service of not being alive anymore because of how much damage they're doing prior to all of this, and then it's happened and now you're happy, I ain't got a problem. But it's the people that didn't know him like I didn't know him, and then all of a sudden they found out this little piece of information, oh yeah, I'm glad he's dead. Like, I'm not going to be glad that you're dead. But at the same time, when I hear some of the crud that you're talking, I'm just like, well, the universe balances.
Yeah, some people say you reap what you sow, and you was there chatting this type of chat, and this type of chat came back to you
without even any of the racism stuff. My man was saying stuff like, if there's a certain number of people that have to die for us to be able to maintain our Second Amendment rights, and unfortunately they have to die.
Exactly, and this is what I'm saying. When it was all the gun stuff, it is ironic because obviously now you've died by the way that they're by the gun as well. It is ironic. There was what was I going to say? Obviously, I don't know what else you know about what's going on in the news, or if you saw about the what unfortunately happened to I think she's Polish. No, she's from Ukraine. The Ukraine woman that was on the bus in America, and a black man, just because they add the extra spice to it, just randomly out of the blue stabbed her in the neck and killed her. Have you heard about this?
I saw the headline. I didn't get to read any of the detail.
Okay, so he's basically...
so it was in America?
It's in America.
Okay.
Guy's just sitting... She is literally just sitting on the bus looking at her phone. And there's a guy behind her. He's fidgety. You can see that he's uneasy. Out of nowhere, he just pulls a knife out and stabs her in the neck, kills her. Or stabs her up and kills her. There is videos of the woman getting stabbed. I have not seen those videos. Everything I've seen is freeze at the time of the murder. And then you see him walking around on the bus with the knife bloody and he's all dripping on the floor. And he's just standing around in the corner. Everyone's just looking at what the hell is going on. Unfortunately, the poor lady died. And again, Charlie Kirk was one of the people that was coming out saying, if this was a black person that had been stabbed, the whole world would have stopped by now. This, that, and the other, turn it into a race thing.
Okay.
When we definitely need to talk about this thing as a mental illness thing. Now, this is the problem. This guy has probably been in prison almost 15 times.
Wow.
In and out of prison for 15 times. Now, if you look at him, and I know you shouldn't do this thing. Yes, if you want to come and tell me off, do so. The man looks mad, bro.
Oh, okay.
It don't look like he's 100. Like in the images that you see of his what's the thing that they take when you go to jail?
The mugshots.
he don't look like a brother that is all the way there.
Okay.
Clearly, there is something wrong with his brother, because how many times are you going to be going to jail for random different crimes? And I think some of them are violent as well. Like, I don't even understand how he's out, type thing. This is the problem that I'm having with society as a whole. We talk so much about mental illness, but so much of it is still out there, and it's not. And the people that we actually could probably assess and get rid of. When I say get rid of, I mean like help them.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
Yeah, because I'm not saying kill them. I'm saying
like, separate
help
like divide.
Yeah, but help them, or they're in prison.
Yeah,
help take them to a place where that can actually help them.
Yeah,
they're not doing so, and they're just wandering the streets doing all this type of madness. Like we had the same thing in the UK where the guy was I forgot what university. I feel like it's Nottingham University, where the guy went. You could see the guy just roaming through the dorms or whatever, and just killed about 3 people. And then when you see the guy, he's mad. You can see that this guy is not all there. Like, and then apparently when they again look at the assessment, he's not all there. And this is something that somebody had picked up on and didn't action.
Yeah.
I think the same thing with the boy that killed the poor children in I can't remember what part it was now.
Southport.
I think again he is somebody that had been assessed at one point. And was obviously he was there telling people that he wants to stab people. Like they could see that he had something wrong with him.
Yeah. And
instead of addressing it, it just got swept under the carpet. And then now, when the tragedy happens, everyone's like, "Oh, so why did this happen?" Now I don't know. Obviously, I'm not an expert on mental illness in the slightest. Please, I'm definitely not any form of expert in this. But once you are getting to a point where you're being assessed, surely they need to take it to they need to take drastic measures to make sure that this person is able to be going around the streets, walking, on their own, not be having to be looked at, not having to have any form of care or anything around them, because they may be a danger to themselves and society. Now, I'm a big advocate of just because somebody's got some form of disability or mental illness or whatever, they have the right to live. That's me. I'm bang on that one, right? So that's why I don't even agree with all of those tests where they tell you whether or not your child's got Down syndrome, this, that, and the other, so you to make the decision to get. For me, it's like everyone has the right to live in it.
Yeah.
But if there is still a case that you can see that somebody is a danger to themselves in society, then you do need to make an assessment about what you got to do for these people. Like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know what you're doing it. But again, as I said, going by whatever Charlie Kirk's own mouth, there's going to be numbers of people that's going to be dying for things, for people to have their rights. And in this situation, it's the same way.
Yeah, I mean, but also I think that's an indicator to show that things are at capacity and that things are at capacity, things are underfunded, and the illusion of the safety that we've been, as a society, trying to conjure all of this time is actually falling through the floor. That's basically what's happening.
Well, expanding that, what you say? So you're basically there's not enough money to help all these people.
There isn't the resources are not there, and not only are they not there, but they're also being cannibalized. So, like mental health and carers and all that stuff, a lot of the budget has been removed from those places. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And moved to other places. So a lot of services are underfunded.
Yeah.
And when services are underfunded, a number of things happen. One of the things is quality goes down. Also, you change your you change your levels of standards. So, how the best way I can describe that? Let's say before 30% was a C. They change the standard and say now 30% is do you get what I'm saying? 30% is
a B or A.
Yeah. And then now the grading has changed, but the situation hasn't. It just looks better. Or it looks worse, whichever direction. So those are the type of things that are happening now. So in a lot of places you're seeing more people with mental health out on the street now. Like now I'm very cognizant of the fact that, and I think it helps living in the same area for a period of time, you see the flux of when additional people with mental health are now in the street. And these are the obvious ones that I'm talking about. The ones where you can just look at them and these eyes are vacant.
But
them kind of ones that I'm talking about.
Just to add on to this, actually, while we're talking about this at this moment in time, I don't know if you've been seeing recently the Britney Spears video that's been going around of her, the viral video that's been going around of Britney Spears.
No, what happened to her now?
So they got a video of her. She's basically in a sushi bar. I think she went there on a date with someone. I don't know who's they're dating Britney Spears anyhow. And she's saying she hates the date or she hates the man or whatever. And she's just in the toilet doing some mad dancing. Like almost in a very revealing type outfit. She's just there doing some mad dancing. And she just looks mad. Now, I don't know if you know much about Britney Spears since she's come out of the conservative ship and they've allowed her to roam.
I haven't heard anything.
On her. Bro, she's got all these mad... She's regularly posting online crazy videos. Sometimes she's got videos where she's dancing with knives. Sometimes she's just dead. She just looks, again, like she is not 100% there. And obviously, a lot of people are fighting for her to be able to come out of this conservative ship. And I don't know. Again, there was a reason why the court kept on making her still stay under it.
Yeah.
And people were saying, no, it's the dad. Looking at her now, I'm like... I'm not saying that she needs to be under the conservatorship. I don't know if that's the great thing, but she needs help. She needs help. She don't look like she's 100% there. There's a reason why her children is not with her and with the dad. And it's because she's not right.
And the thing about it is, though, I think, I don't know if it's Stav that mentioned it or what have you, but we have got into a stage now where we redefined what is normal in such a way. And I think the redefinition came with, like you said, we started talking so much about mental health and we got more information and knowledge about mental health, and now we're more accepting of how it impacts so many of us. But then in so doing, we've also revised what is normal and what is acceptable behavior.
Yeah, I think it was me that was saying what you said.
Was it you that said? Yeah. So social media now looks like, if you were to, let's do a snapshot. If you were to take what's acceptable on social media now, and that's considered to be normalized, like a video or on TikTok or whatever, just people doing what they're doing, and you were to show that 15, 20 years in the past, those people 15, 20 years in the past will be looking at it like, what is this madness? Do you get what I mean? Whereas today, it's like all bants. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like the standard is kind of like, we've kind of muddied the waters. We've muddied the waters with what is identified as outlier behavior. Yeah,
I don't know if this is the correct word to describe it, but we kind of justified things that are mad as normal now.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they're not normal. There is nothing wrong with... If we're going to talk about mental illness, let's do it properly. Let's not do it half and half.
Exactly.
So if we're not going to say that this thing is mental illness, and then suddenly something that's, for me, as far as I'm concerned, is mental illness, is now being seen as, no, this is actually just normalized. Then you get these problems where, again, how do you classify something as being mental illness?
Exactly.
Like what we're so scared of offending or potentially putting people in the wrong brackets in negative ways that we just say, oh well, this is free, but in the same breath, we're now giving people the alphabet all over the place. Like, there is no kids that's bad anymore.
Yeah, and ADHD is normal. Like,
everything has to have some form of label against it. So a child can't be bad. It has to have some form of alphabet against them now.
Yeah, some affliction.
Yeah, like what happens is bad kids.
Yeah.
There are some kids that are just bad mind.
The devil.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily calling them the devil, but they have got bad intentions. I'm not saying that, I'm not going to the extremes. I'm just talking about naughty children. Yeah. Like, there is naughty children. It doesn't necessarily mean that they're naughty because they've had these amount of E numbers, or they're naughty because they've got ADHD, or they wanted to be naughty. So that's what they've done. And they have not been disciplined to the point where they feel like they, have to fear anything. Done.
Yeah.
Done. No, it's not always that there's some form of affliction that they have to have for them to be able to behave that way. But society now is starting to say, well, this
could
might
be
the
this,
reason. Could be that. But in the same breath, there will be another person that is actually a mad person. And then they will be like, well, no, they're fine. There's nothing wrong with them. I can't see any problem with that. But this person's a mad, like, where I come from, that's a mad bre. Yeah, we don't go to that bre. He's juggling knives on the street of Peckham. Why? And you're telling me, he's just expressing himself. Yeah, you express yourself in other ways. But again, I don't know. Society, again, as I think, it's just gone on this mad. tangent of I don't know what's right, what's wrong, what's good, what's bad, or does even good and bad even exist anymore? That's another thing that I don't even know anymore.
Well, it's all bending, isn't it? Everything's bending. I mean, there was another tragedy that I saw in the news. Do you remember last year in the UK in Dalston, Kingsland High Road, where there was a restaurant shut up and a little 9-year-old girl got
Turkish
shot.
restaurant.
Yeah, Turkish restaurant. So at the time when that happened, I think we might have spoken about it, and I was like, yeah, this is probably Turkish gangland war, because there was a similar thing happening in Green Lanes between some of the Kurds and some of the ethnic groups within like Turkey in that area, and they were doing the same thing. And then there was a time where it was between the ethnic groups, and then it was a time where it was Albanians and them lot. They were fighting for turf, innit? So this thing, I was saying, yeah, this is probably one of those scenarios. So anyway, news has come out today now. Somebody has been sentenced to life imprisonment.
Okay, so they got somebody.
Yeah. So, but here's the thing now. The person that they've caught is, so the news cycle at the time didn't highlight or mention anything to do with Turkish gangs.
Okay.
Yeah. And because of the location, there was an assumption that it was blacks that had done it, especially because the
blacks.
Yes, that's what
I didn't hear anyone talk about blacks.
That's what the assumption was at the time. So I thought, like, it's interesting. They're keeping a particular group of people's name out of the press. Anyway, today I see a news article about it, confirming that it was a Turkish gangland war thing. But the guy that's going to prison for life is a black brother.
How?
So he apparently was driving a getaway car and he picked up the shooter and drove away.
So what about the shooting then?
They ain't got the shooter.
Ah, okay.
So they've got him, and he's going to jail for life, basically.
But I didn't know he was turning Turkish these days.
But this is what's interesting, because apparently he's part of the or he's working on behalf of the sect of the Turkish. Like, this thing got deep. It got deep because somebody got assassinated for the shooting that happened to that little girl, but they got assassinated in a different country.
Oh, wow.
In Moldova.
But did they fly to Moldova to try and get away though?
I don't know, but they were assassinated over there. That's the that's the smasher. That is the absolute. It's a proper mazine.
Listen, there's an undercurrent of violence in certain areas that you don't know about. Right? Have you ever watched Gangs of London?
Yes.
So whenever I watch Gangs of London, I always laugh. I always find it hilariously funny.
Yeah. Because
the amount of violence that's in that program could never happen in London.
Yeah.
But doesn't stop there being an undercurrent of violence in London that people don't know about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of turf wars that's happening. There's a lot of criminality that's happening. Unfortunately, again, as you said, a lot of it gets blamed on blacks, and it's not necessarily black people that's even involved at all. So if you go by what you see on the news, or you just see young black boys with knives and this, that, and other, that's like a drop in the ocean of what is going on in the crime levels, especially the levels of crime.
Yeah.
Like, if we're talking about street crime or street violence, yes, maybe you might see some black boys involved. Yes, of course you will. But if you're actually talking about organised crime,
yeah, the proper stuff,
there's not many black people that's involved in that in London, really. At all. Not anymore. Yeah, like before, back in the day, yes, you might have seen it. And even then, it might not have been as organised as the ones that's there now. Like, they've got proper, like, yes, they're
firms.
Yeah, that's doing what they're doing. And it's just because it doesn't necessarily, not juicy. It doesn't go with the narrative. You don't necessarily find out anything about it.
Or hear anything about it.
So that's why, obviously, now that they're shooting places in public and children are dying, that's why suddenly now it's coming to
the little girl didn't die.
Didn't she die?
No, the little girl's alive. Unfortunately, or fortunately, she's alive, but unfortunately, bullet is lodged in her head and they can't take it out.
Oh.
So she's having to live with a bullet in the brain.
Wow.
And obviously, there are quality of life compromises that go with that. Do you get what I mean? So the even the article was saying that the mum was really sad that she has to be proud of the strength that her daughter is showing, because she's kind of like suffering in silence to some degree. Do you get what I mean? She's seeing stuff that people of her age group can do and she can't do and all them kind of stuff. And it's touching because the girl was only 9 when it happened.
That's crazy.
Which is exactly the same age as my daughter was at the time. Or our daughter was at the time. So, you know that, when they say, oh yeah, it could have been us, it really could have been us.
Yeah. Location-wise.
Location, everything. Like, it's not far. It's on ends. Like, it could have been us. So, we give thanks that, that she's alive. And that some justice is starting to be served, I guess.
Yeah.
That's where I'm coming to.
It's just a sad state of affair where we're going to, but I don't know, man. But yeah.
But is it inevitable?
Well,
is it inevitable that this... Because I don't want to isolate it and say that it's not only this city that is going this way.
No, the whole world is going in a completely... the far right is obviously taking over the majority of the world at the moment.
Yeah, if you've seen in Europe, it's a whole bunch of...
It's just going nuts. Like, everyone hates everyone at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyone that's foreign is hated in all these different countries. It's just... I just looking, when you sit back and you look at the world and you think to yourself, where is it going and how is it going to end?
Yeah.
And again, a lot of it seems to be stemmed from people in poverty or feeling like they're in poverty or feeling like they're not getting what they deserved.
Yeah.
And now, again, I think we spoke about it last week. I can't remember if we touched on it. The fact that people never actually point their fingers at the rich. They always point at the poor.
Yeah.
And the poor always seems to be immigrants. So then that's why immigrants are now being targeted heavily against all of these atrocities or situations that they're happening in their countries. Like, we spoke about the flag. That's what we spoke about last week, the flag bearing and stuff like that. That's why we touched on this. So you got the flag bearers that's, being utterly and crazily racist against people. I'm not saying all of them, but you can see that some of them, again, there's people that are of ethnic backgrounds that's just supporting them, saying, yeah, we're going to fly our flag as well, blah, blah, blah. Or, for England, we're English. They're getting battered online. Like, who are you? We don't want you. I don't care if you're born here. You're not English.
Yeah.
You're not this, you're not that.
That kind of behaviour.
Yeah. Which obviously you're going to come alongside of it. You don't look English. You're just mocking us, blah, blah, blah. They're taking it as a mockery rather than taking it as... And I want all you white people that's out there that's listening potentially. There are some people that are of ethnic minority backgrounds or their families of ethnic minority backgrounds that are proper hardcore English patriots, They believe they're English.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily taking the mickey out of you. They're actually on your side.
They genuinely believe
on your
it.
Side. But that's something for another day. But as I said, the far right is just taking so much. It just seems to be taking up so much space in the political world now, and the political media especially. They're using the media the best way. They're probably using bots. They're probably using AI now to try and...
the irony of it is they're quite computer savvy, these lot, aren't they?
Well, everyone's computer savvy these days. Again, you don't know who's doing what. I've got to the point now where this is how I feel like in life. I want to be 100% honest with you, yeah? If I see somebody online, if I don't see them in my face, even if I see them in my face, I don't know if their body's real.
Yep.
I don't even know whether or not their voice is real.
Yep.
I have no idea what is real. That's just looking at you even.
Are we living the simulation then?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Then you've got obviously the situation with online where it could just be somebody's completely fake. I don't know if I mentioned it here the other day when I was online looking, scrolling, and I saw these people that's trying to advertise. I don't know. Sorry if I'm repeating myself to the people that are listening. There are people advertising themselves as like exercise gurus, and they're blatantly fake AI. They're not human beings.
Yeah.
Again, if you don't notice, you won't know.
Yeah.
You think it's fake.
Yeah.
I got people just again. Your reality is constantly changing. There's people that's doing all these dodgy websites that's making it look like the real websites, and if you're not paying attention to that, you'll get caught because they're scamming you. It just seems like the whole world, nothing seems to be real to me anymore. It's like everything I'm looking at, I have to second guess, or second, more, third, fourth, fifth, whatever number of times guess before I see, okay, this is a real thing that I need to deal with. It's like my reality is constantly just being battered. Yeah, I don't know what's real and what's not anymore, and that's
the scary part. Yeah.
So imagine, and that's somebody, and I'm somebody that would say I'm educated. I've got an idea of what's what. Now imagine people that don't have any idea of anything. They are not necessarily the smartest cookies in the jar.
Yeah, they're not. They're not tech savvy. They're not
thingy. and they're just aggressive and angry.
Yeah.
And then if not only that, they're not doing that well for themselves. They feel like everyone else is the reason why they're not doing the well for themselves. And then they change it into anger, and then you get what you get now with everyone saying that it's the immigrants' fault. I don't know how it still gets to the immigrants, but it does.
Always, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
always
and forever. It's like, yeah, the last downtrodden group is always the last downtrodden group. What was I saying to what I was mentioning earlier where I was saying that this Charlie Kirk guy was Trump's guy. He ordered every flag in America to be put at half-mast.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's doing. Are you going to play something?
Yeah.
Because I haven't set it up for this.
Okay,
so let me know what number you're in or whatever.
Yeah, so he said that at half-mast. To me, that doesn't happen for everybody. They don't happen for everybody at all, as far as I'm concerned. Do you get what I mean? So like all them little signs and signals. But yeah, so sorry, it just came to my mind. That was the example that I had in my head.
Okay.
Come to my mind. So yeah, as far as what's going on in the world is concerned, it's a bit mad. Even the natural disasters. Did you notice that there was a group of natural disasters, but they were like really, really far apart? So there was the earthquake in Afghanistan. There was the mudslide in Sudan.
That I know.
And there was another mudslide in Pakistan, I think it was.
Yeah, somewhere in Asia,
Pakistan, India border or something like that. It was another mudslide over there. Like, again, they all happened within the same kind of like couple of days.
Again, the world, nature is deciding that it's making changes to things that we didn't necessarily expect to happen. It's just happening as well. The world is just kind of mad, man. I'm proper one of those moods that's like, yeah, everything's mad at the moment. That's how I'm feeling.
It is. But it's a lot. It's fit. I don't know about you, but for me, it feels like a lot of pressure.
Yes. Do you feel that way?
Yeah. I don't feel responsible for any of it. But at the same time, I know that there is a certain level of responsibility. There's collective responsibility, but I feel pressure. I feel that there's I don't know if it's a feeling of uncertainty or unease, but I do feel pressured by all of the goings on that's happening in the world. And I don't know if that's because of my ideology or my idea is that it doesn't have to be like this.
I don't know how I feel about it. At this present moment in time, I'm so busy with so much other stuff that I don't know how I feel about my thoughts on society. All I know is that I don't necessarily know. I don't know where we're going.
Yeah,
I have no idea where we're going as a society. I have no idea, even, how it's going to be in the next 20 years.
Yeah,
I know the future is going to be obviously a complete different from what we are now, because that's what normally happens. But I just don't know where we're going. I don't know how society is going. I don't know if we're going in the right path or in the wrong path or what. But I am just wholly confused about a lot of what people are saying is reality these days.
But what's interesting is we've recently moved into the age of Aquarius. Remember that I mentioned it before, that we had moved into a different age and that things were going to change as a result of that. And it was going to be an unfamiliar place that we're going to be in because of this age of Aquarius change. And ironically, I said that at the time and haven't kept it as a narrative that's been running in my mind. But now I've just, as I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, actually, yeah, we were due drastic change. It was going to look different. It was going to look unfamiliar, and it's supposed to, because we've moved into a new age.
I don't know. Do you think that we progressed as a society?
Yes and no. We've progressed in some areas, and we've regressed badly in others. And sometimes the areas where we've regressed are a direct result of the progress, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we can.
We've even just mentioned it now with mental health and that.
Yeah, not even just that. Me and one of the man that was talking about it yesterday with regards to AI again, going back to AI, talking about because you can write little bits of text now and it will give you paragraphs from the few words that you've written.
Yeah,
they've obviously complained about in the UK that the GCSE results were the worst that they've had for so long.
Is that what they were saying? Okay,
it's terrible, the GCSE results now this year. They're saying that maths and English has been terrible, to the point where some people are saying that you should be forced upon people to redo the test if they don't even pass it. But again, that's for me, that's probably linked to the technology change. because technology is so advanced now that people are using it to circumvent doing the actual work.
Yes.
So they're not actually learning. They're typing things out, but not actually learning what they're typing. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
So you're typing, let's say you want to know about Abraham Lincoln, you type in Abraham Lincoln, you get this dissertation from ChatGPT and you hand it in, but you haven't actually learned it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about what you said about the GCSE stuff. What are we now? 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm not mistaken, this year group that I've done GCSE are the COVID lot. They would have started secondary school
COVID time.
Potentially,
yeah.
So we're talking about, in the UK at least, 18 months, maybe 2 years, where they've had a suboptimal learning experience from secondary school.
I haven't actually thought about it like that. But yes, potentially.
So then I'm saying that because the trash results, Freakonomics wise, kind of tracks, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but that would only have been the first 2 years, and the years after that, they should have picked up.
You would say that, but then
I would.
But them first 2 years are quite pivotal, I would say.
Yeah, but the curriculum, it still goes around what you've been given.
It does, but then we can't have any guarantee on the standard of teaching that's happened in that time period.
That I can agree with. And then we can now say, is it the fact that they are parental teaching is well, obviously a lot worse than the ones that you would get from a professional teacher.
There's that. There's the environment factor. There's also whether or not, this sounds crazy, but nutrition as well in that time period, because we make the assumption that everybody can afford to eat. But we don't make the assumption that everybody can afford to eat well. And a lot of children, there's a large cohort or collective of children who get greater nutritional value from food at school than they would at home.
Yeah, because they don't get fed at home at all.
Yeah, so they're not getting fed at home at all, or mum's gone to Iceland for every meal.
Listen, them man at school's going to Iceland as well. Don't let you confuse yourself, bro.
I hear that, but I think the thing that Jamie
gourmet bruising.
I think what the stuff that Jamie Oliver done and Marcus Rashford with regards to the quality of
them bring back Tottenham cake, fam.
Nah, but I've been looking at the menus. Obviously, like our little one is gonna be going to secondary school at some point. So I've been spending quite a lot of time looking at secondary schools and the provisions and that. And to my own surprise, I actually looked at the lunch menu, which is mad because I'm old African in my sense of, you don't go to school to do anything other than learn. So why am I looking at menus? But I've done that. And in doing so, I've seen that the meal layout is definitely, without a doubt, very different to what it has been. And there is at least an effort in the description of what's being served to address nutritional lulls that used to exist. So the food quality there has definitely gone up. So yeah, them COVID years, you're talking like 2 years now. Some of these youths might not have been getting any brain food in that time.
True.
And then for us to now be in 2025 and then hear that we've had the worst GCSE results since when?
I don't know. There was a saying that it's been bad. And in the joke thing is, not only did they say it was bad, but then they then said, well, and the boys have done better than the girls. For a long time. It's been a long time since that's happened as well.
That's what saying. Damn, those results must really be bad.
That's what I was thinking in my brain. And it's wrong to feel like that. That boys. Can you imagine the world leaders, the majority of the business owners, CEOs, this, that, other, all men. And then when we find out the exam results that the men have done better than the women, we're like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I know. It's an upside down world. So that's quite worrying, to be honest with you. So, the people that were worried in during COVID times were actually very right to do, because I remember there was talk about it, like, oh, these children are going to be set back by this whole thing, educational wise, and then there was a whole other faction of people like, if they got to learn.
Listen, parents were having to multitask at the most multitasking ways they've never done before.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm certain that there was having children that was just put in front of iPads and said, look, let's learn.
There's that, but then there would have also been an increase of children that have been exposed to direct trauma, because there's going to be parents that who were struggling already and couldn't deal, and now are struggling even more and still can't deal, and that's nothing but frustration. And one of the things that I've learned about parenting is that a lot of beatings and stuff that used to happen weren't about discipline. They were about frustration. And a parent carrying the frustration of something else, and this child has now done something at the wrong time, and now you're beating the child. So a lot of that, I would say, would be impacted as well. So I don't know whether these young people are going to display anything more outlier as far as behaviour is concerned outside of these GCSE results. Are we going to get another group of people that are, or an increased group of people that are a little bit more violent or a little bit less caring? Do you get what I mean, as a result of it?
I don't know.
This is how it happens. It happens like this in silence. 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 2 years. Sorry, hang on. How do I say this? 2 years were fucked up, and 5 years later we find out about it.
Yeah, I suppose so. Sorry, I am finished. I don't even know why I'm so fabulously finished, but I'm still here. Yeah,
so that's I mean, sounds a bit doomy gloomy.
But it is. That's the world is at the moment. All right, let's get into one of these questions that
Oh yeah, sure, go ahead.
That the listener sent in. So one of the questions they were saying was about one of the suggestions was to talk about self-development and character growth with age.
Oh.
I don't like when I say stuff like that so verbatim, but we're here now, innit? So, okay, so obviously we just touched on bits of that already in this thing, but let's talk about ourselves. So we've known each other for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Since we were 16 years of age, we've known each other. So that's how many, we always have to do this calculation.
24, something like that.
More than 24, 16. So it would have been 27.
God damn.
27 years. So let's say about 27, 28 years.
Don't old me, you. Don't old me.
So I'm 27 and you'll be 27 for me too, innit? So,
okay.
Because I'll be 43 at some point. So.
Yeah.
But anyway, so since you're 16, what do you think about your character development? What do you think has changed you as a person, going from a teenage boy to a man now, obviously a father? You know, what do you think your character development has been? What do you think has been one of your positive developments? And then what I think is a good thing to touch on is what you think you have now had that is negative.
Oh, okay.
In your development. We always talk about the positives of our character development. We never really talk about the negatives. So what do you think has changed since you were 16 years of age? Since I've known you from, in fact, we can even say the things about each other if we want to. Since I've known you from you're 16, what do you think has changed positively about yourself, and what do you think has changed negatively, and what things do you feel like you want to change going forward into your late 40s?
All right, so I'll go with negative first.
Okay.
The world is not as bright anymore.
This is about you, though.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. My world, as in like outlook wise, is not as bright anymore. Like I've actually been beaten down. I have over time. I have been beaten down. I have actually been beaten down, and it is a skill to have the resilience of spirit to not allow your experiences to etch away at you too much. But I have actually been beaten down. I can't even front. I can't front. Like, I think we mentioned it before here, even jokingly, like to say, what was it about not being able to find things that make us happy? Yeah. So that's one of the things I've noticed, where it's like I've lacked it now so much before. Like even with unknown things. So it's like sometimes I would have a level of excitement about, oh, actually, I don't know this. This is an unknown area. The prospect of getting to know new things used to excite me. It doesn't even excite me anymore. Not to the same degree anyway.
Yeah, for me, I can say that definitely I have lost the ability to, I don't want to say take risks, but I don't take risks anymore like I would have when I was maybe younger. it could be seen as that could be seen as a positive and a negative.
That's natural.
But I also think like you need to be able to take risks to do positive things in your life as well. You can't always stay in a safe place in your life to be able to get to the next level. There are times when you need to make the risk, or you need to take that
stretch exercises.
That step to that might not be so safe for you.
Yeah.
And I always seem to find myself on the safe path. Always, like since I've been, since you probably know me, I am not one of those people that goes out and does the risky thing anyway.
Yeah. But
I'm 100 times worse now. Like I'm just not doing it. I just won't do anything that's deeply at risk. But also, in the same breath, which might sound counterproductive or whatever to work. I am one of those people that are very strict about doing the only things I want to do.
Right.
Like if I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it.
Right.
Which could be seen as a risk in itself, because obviously I work in places. It's very risky for you to tell your manager I ain't doing this. But that's one of those things that I am. And again, that itself can be seen as a negative thing, that I'm not prepared to be. I don't know if fluid is the correct word. I'm not prepared to be flexible. Sorry, that's the correct word. I'm not flexible with what I want to do, or what I don't take other things into consideration at times if it goes against exactly what I want to do.
So let me ask you a question. In an employment setting specifically, the things that you don't want to do not comprise necessarily of your job description, do they?
What do you mean?
So
give me an example of what you're saying.
So in my mind, from what you've just said, you would be like, all right, I don't want to go to the pub with you guys on a Friday. Going to the pub on a Friday isn't within your job description, but you know, as a manager and as an influencer or a leader of people, there are certain social exercises that help with the glue or creating the glue for a team. Yeah,
those are things I'll say definitely one of my I ain't doing it type things.
Right, but then are you ever I ain't doing it something that's in the job description?
Yeah, at times when I'm ready. But I think the one thing that I'm finding difficult more than others is I have this issue with people that are scared of people in power.
Right.
Like, I don't understand why, and I said this about Brexit, you heard me say this in the past. If people are paying you to do a job, right? I am paying you, Simple Simon, to do this role because I believe you are the best person to do this role.
Yeah.
If I then come to tell you something that's against that role, like that's to do with your role, and I'm questioning it, you should tell me what the correct answer is.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just tell me what I want to hear.
Right.
And I find that very difficult.
What, telling people what they want to hear?
Basically. I'm telling you, if you're telling me I want this, I'll tell you, no, we don't do this. And at times, even my own manager's been like, you need to be more flexible. But I'm like, what you're doing to this person is counterproductive because you're telling them that we can do something we cannot do. And then all you do is go around in circles trying to achieve a task that's impossible. And then in the end, all they're going to do is get angry at the fact that you didn't achieve the task in the first place. Whereas if you told them no, I was stern about the no, they would have to just deal with the fact that it's no.
All right, so let me ask you a question. I'm going to challenge you.
Challenge that.
In your thinking, yeah? Would you say that your new nature of risk averseness or your heightened nature of risk averseness is actually stopping you from being able to see opportunities?
No. Not seeing them, but taking them, yes.
So the reason why I asked the question is because there was a popular train of thought that came around, which is why the idea of saying no is now so frowned upon. The popular idea is that when you're doing stretch exercises, if somebody says this is what they want, rather than looking at what you're capable of doing now and saying we can't do that, you're supposed to say, well, how can we get to do that?
Nah. In my time, in my role, time is of the essence at times. Tell them they can't do it because it cannot be done. It cannot be done.
It cannot currently be done.
Yeah, and you don't want it in 4 years' time. You want it done now. So no, at this present moment in time, the time that you want it to be done, it cannot be done. And I can't be telling you, yes, it can. I cannot magic thing from the sky. That don't exist. So you need to be able to tell them no. If you want to tell them there's workarounds, I have no problem with that. I love a workaround, no issue. But if they want that particular thing, no, you can't do it. And sometimes you can do it, but it's more difficult than it is to do. More difficult to do it than it would be to do something else. Tell them to do the other thing. You get paid for it. You get paid to give people advice. Advise them.
No, I hear it, but I'm also stuck in this idea that not pushing the boundary is also part of that discourse that you said there.
No, but you can push the boundaries. No one's saying that you can't later on, after they've asked you for this thing, later on try to find a way around it or do the thing later. That's fine. But at this present moment in time, this cannot be done. That's like somebody come to you and say, I want to fly. Well, I don't know how you can fly. Well, I want to fly now. I don't know how you can fly. What would you do? Would you now try and find a way to make him fly? Without any form of technology, without this, that. He wants to fly himself. Not with a jetpack. He wants to be Superman and fly.
Yeah, sometimes the deadline isn't what we think it is. So
the person's telling you, I need to do it now. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, so then your thing can be, well, it's not something that you can achieve right now. But sometimes there's confidence in knowing that you're on the case of figuring out how it can be done. I don't know.
This is what I'm saying. For me, I'm telling them, no, you can't do it. You cannot fly. Don't ask me stupid questions. No, you can't fly.
I hear it.
But you can get a private jet.
Yeah, I hear it.
It does not make sense. But anyway, that's my pet peeve at the moment I'm having this with work.
And that's your negative thing about your...
No, my thing is definitely that I don't take enough risks.
Yeah.
I've established over the years, I know that I am, and this is probably from traumatic things that's happened to me in my life, I am a lot more selfish than most people because going back to the fact I refuse to do things I don't want to do. Okay. And that then obviously has a major impact on other people that would usually have people that will be more flexible about doing stuff for them. So, I don't know, let's go out today. Don't want to go out. Whereas some people might say, oh, I would want to go out with this person. Let's, make them feel happy, so let's go out. Yeah. Whereas it don't make me feel happy, so I'm not going. Or you can ask me, I'll go, but I'm going, but just know that this is not something I actually want to do. I'm doing it because you're asking me to do it, which is, I suppose, unselfish. But by adding the fact that you're telling them that you're doing it because, because you don't want to do it, you're doing it for them and only them, it then feels selfish to the other person because then they're like, well, you have to support it for me because I know you're not here because you want me to be here. Whereas with me, as a selfish person, if I ask you, Simple Simon, I want you to come with me to the chicken shop and I know you don't eat chicken, yeah? And you say, well, I don't want to go, but I'm coming because you asked me, I won't care. All I care about is the fact you're coming. Yeah. Whereas the other person will be like, well, and again, that's inherent, again, that's selfish. Like, I'm getting what I want. So that's all that matters.
Yeah. That's what you're saying.
So I know that is a negative character trait that I have already. I know that. Yeah. And that's something that has grown. It's grown more and more as I've got older.
Okay. Yeah, okay.
I don't think I was like that at the beginning, when I was younger. But the older I've become, the more I am just like, I am not doing something I do not want to do. And I want you to do what I want you to do.
Do you have a why for that? Have you figured out the why for that?
I'm a control freak in certain aspects. I could like to control every aspect of my life, which means I then have to control things that's not me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, go on.
And I think my brother dying was one of the major impacts where I was just like, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do anymore. Okay. Like life is not too short because it's not necessarily have to be short. So I don't see it as that, but like
the margins are very
you could
thin.
Die tomorrow. Like I'm not dying because I'm not dying. My life is a case of me doing things for other people because to make other people happy. I'm just doing what I want.
Yeah, I hear that.
But it's saying that if you were to ask people, apart from somebody like Stav or maybe somebody that knows me quite well, whether or not I'm a selfish person, they'll probably tell you I'm very unselfish because whatever I'm doing for you doesn't matter or makes me happy to do it. Yeah. But the minute I don't want to do something, I'm not doing it.
Okay. That's interesting. I've also acknowledged in myself a weird shift in the relationship between my patience and my tolerance.
Give us examples of this thing now.
So my patience has gone through the roof.
So you think you're more patient than you ever was before?
Yeah. But my tolerance has gone through the floor.
So, okay, you need to explain that because as far as I'm concerned, they're synonymous with each other. So how does
this is what I'm saying. So like in my mind, like, I think parenthood helped push my patience.
Okay.
Yeah? Because the challenge, the way I've accepted the challenge is that there's a new entity that is coming into the world, doesn't know anything of this world. You are teaching them the things of this world, and you can't have unrealistic expectations. You can't expect them to know things that they haven't been taught or seen yet. So you have to have patience, and you have to have patience with teaching them. My tolerance now is directly linked to, if I identify something that I think is a nonsense, I don't have the ability to be able to tolerate the nonsense, to confirm that it is actually nonsense, to then say, I don't want anything to do with it.
Okay.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you?
You just cut it straight.
I just cut it straight now. And I think that is detrimental, I would say, because sometimes there is a strategic advantage in tolerating some stuff. There were people that I didn't realize this before, but there were people around that I would tolerate because of whatever reason I'd given myself, and I don't want to be around those people anymore. So I don't put myself around.
You know what? That's a very, very good point, because that is definitely a part of growth. You start looking around you and you start seeing the people that potentially, again, it doesn't sound the nicest. Why are you here?
Yeah.
Like, what benefit do you? Stav hates it when I say that, but I'm like, what benefit do you have for being in my life? And Stav hates it because I know Stav is very much a man of the people, in it.
Yeah.
Like, why is it the case that the person has to benefit you to be there? Yeah. But in my head, I'm like, if I'm gonna be taking a chunk of my time to engage with you, I need to understand the reasons as to why I'm doing it or why you're around. Like, I haven't got time. I think I'm more like what you're saying now with the tolerance. I don't have the tolerance for nonsense. I don't actually have the tolerance for unmeaningful conversations. I haven't got tolerance for things that, as far as I said, I say this, I'm doing a podcast talking about stuff that maybe most people say is meaningless. But if I don't feel like this thing has any purpose for me, or even the two of us, like if it's got a purpose for you, then yeah, okay, fine. But if I don't see that any of these conversations that we're having, any of these meetings that we're having, any of these interactions we're having has any purpose for the two of us, I don't see the point of me doing it. It's just you're taking up valuable time that I could be spending with other people or spending with myself.
Yeah. So there's an irony to that though, isn't there?
In what way?
In the sense that you've identified or you've increased the value of time. A lot of people don't do that. You've increased the value of time within your life and within your understanding.
People do that.
Within your observation. Like, it happens, but what normally happens is the person themselves has a near-death experience, and then all of a sudden it turns into every moment is precious. Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
I don't know if even this is a case of talking about preciousness of it. If we're talking about growth, one thing I have learned, and I've never been, again, this would be probably the complete opposite for you, because you've been an only child for a long period of time. So you was always probably comfortable with yourself. Yeah. Whereas I have never been on my own, ever.
Right, okay.
There's always somebody there. There's always a sibling. There's always a parent. There's now a partner, right? But unfortunately, for certain reasons, I have now been able to establish that I'm very, very okay being on my own. Like, I don't need people to be around me to be able to function. Like, before, I thought if there was silence, there was a problem. Or if there's people, there's no one around, there's a problem. Whereas now I don't see it that way. I see it as a blessing almost. Like, I'm all right. I don't need to have everyone around me. I don't need to have people around me to feel like I'm okay. I'm actually okay being Wahala. That's it. Just with Wahala. I can do things just Wahala. I can go out being just Wahala. I don't need all these people that I thought I needed around me to feel comfortable and to feel happy. Yeah. And I think that's a positive thing. Sometimes the people around you might not see it as positive. They'll be like, oh, you don't feel like you need me. And I always say, I don't think you should need anyone. I think you should always want the people in your life, not need them.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's definitely a positive growth that I have, that I've learned to be happy with who I am and on being on my own with who I am.
Would you say that there is a great value in that for everybody?
Yeah, I think everyone should be happy with who they are. I think the minute you start understanding who you are and are happy with who you are, you can be happy with other people.
So then, and I'm asking you this in a very genuine way, because as you stated before, I have been an only child for a very long time, and so that experience is not abnormal to me. It's just normal. That's just my life. So if you had to advise somebody on what to do, how to go about figuring out where you're okay with yourself, what steps would you take?
You'd have to find a way to be with yourself.
So it is just a matter of
you need to
creating isolation.
Basically, yeah, because you have to take time to be with yourself. So I don't know, maybe if you lived in a house with so many people, maybe move out on your own for a bit and see how you feel about just being in your own company. Because it's weird, people will just assume that you're happy with your own company, but you're not necessarily are. If you seem to sign yourself to be surrounded by people at all times, like at work, or straight after work you don't want to go home, you want to go out with your colleagues, and then you seem to be stretching the time that you're with other people before you eventually go home and then fall asleep and then wake up and do repeat, then maybe you're not so happy with your own self. Do you understand what I'm saying? So you need to look into yourself and say, am I actually happy with myself, or do I feel like I'm just floating along? Maybe I'm not so happy. Maybe I don't like who I am, because a lot of people don't like who they are. Yeah. And it comes out in numerous ways. It could come out physically, where they start, changing parts of their body or this, that, and the other. It can come out mentally, where you can see that they're trying to change their whole persona to something that they think they should be, rather than just being happy with who they are. Yeah. And, you at times you can only establish if you're happy with yourself if you're with yourself.
I hear it. No,
you can be in a relationship and do this. I'm not saying that you have to be on your own. But at some point, you need to sit down and say to yourself, am I happy with who I am? And if I'm not happy with who I am, how does that benefit me in a partnership, in a relationship, in any way, shape or form where you're with somebody else? If I'm not happy with who I am, how can I then give my best to somebody else if I don't think I'm good in the first place?
Yeah, I hear it. All right.
And I think when I was growing up, I didn't necessarily feel myself being the best. I was okay with myself. Yeah. But I didn't necessarily feel like I was the best, if that makes sense. Now I feel much more confident in who I am and who I can be, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I'll tell you a little secret, right? When I was younger,
it's not a secret now. You're telling the whole podcast this year.
Yeah.
Okay, there's always a big show.
When I was younger, I didn't have a concept or understanding of my idea of reality required me to be there. So
if you wasn't around, it didn't exist. It didn't happen.
Yeah. So for example, if you turn the radio on and I'm listening to the radio, when I turned the radio off, I didn't expect that the radio continued playing.
Okay. How old was you at this time when you were thinking like this?
Like this was, I think I got to early teenager, like 12, 13, before I was like, oh, actually does happen without me being there. Like I used to think, really, when I turned TV off, I was always confused when I turned the TV back on and the program that I was watching before is no longer on.
Okay.
Like for a long time, I was properly in this idea that reality, or actually, like also like other people, when I left their presence, it was almost like they were paused. They weren't doing anything else.
That is a small juju.
That is mad, isn't it? That's how I used to think.
Okay.
That's how I used to think. I used to think, I don't know if that's centering yourself in the universe or what.
It is. You're making yourself, that is the height of narcissism.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
I am the only thing that matters. I am the omega. I am the alpha.
Yeah.
And there is nothing apart from me.
Yeah.
But that's weird because obviously you had parents.
I know.
So what do you think when you switch off the television, the parents' television split off as well?
Yeah, I just thought that it was for me. Like the channel was for me.
That is my TV, not ITV.
Yeah, like that's how I felt. Like, yeah. But it helped to some degree because I don't have FOMO as a result of it.
Oh, okay, because you think that you are the thing that.
Yeah, it's like oh, you missed the party. I didn't. The party didn't happen because I weren't there.
I hear what you're saying. It's a bit mad, but I hear what you're saying.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah, that's a weird one.
That's one thing I am trying to. I think I have got a lot better with, but I still feel I can get a bit better more with FOMO. Like I don't feel like I don't like missing things, but I also don't want to go out at the same time. So I need to, I don't know what you could do with that because. Like they'll be like, oh, I don't want to go, but I don't want to miss the thing that's happened there. But I also don't want to go. Like I don't want to miss the stories. There could be, and it only happens with certain people. Not everyone.
Yeah.
It's just the people that I know are actually fun.
Yeah.
But I don't want to come out of my house today.
Yeah, I hear it.
I know I could potentially miss a lot of fun.
Do you know I have? So I don't have FOMO because FOMO happens before it's happened. Yeah, but I have. Sometimes I do have. I don't know if regret is the right word, but I'll look back and I'll be like, you know what? I should have gone. And I do so in the sense that I should have gone because spending those moments with those people is where the value is at.
Yeah.
And I have this forward thinking thing where it's like, because we know that tomorrow's not guaranteed, because the opportunity was there, and we never know when that opportunity is going to arise again. Or that opportunity will never arise again. Because if another opportunity happens, it's not that one, is it?
No.
So then I'm like, yeah, I should have gone. So I get that sometimes. So like, when we were supposed to go Afro Nations?
Yeah.
The year where we were stopped from going, I was like, it would have been good to have gone. But I was all right with that. The year afterwards, where it was like, roll the tickets over. I was like, are we chasing what could have been?
Yeah.
So I was less excited about doing it.
Yeah, me too. But that's why we didn't go in the end.
That's why we didn't go in the end. But then when them lot went afterwards, I sort of felt like, you know what? It would have been good to have gone there because that was a moment.
There's so much stuff that I've got in my life that's like that.
Is it?
Well, I was just talking to one of my colleagues today and I said, I wish I went traveling when I was younger.
Ah, yeah.
And he's like, what do you mean? You can still do it now? I said, no, I can't. I can't do it the way I should have done it.
Yeah, you're not in the same space.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, there's certain things that I wish that I hear other people say, and I'm jealous of what they've done. Like, oh, we did this, or I did that, or I did this. Again, it goes back to my risk factor. Like, it's a risk for me to do these types of things, so I'm unlikely to do it. But it doesn't mean I don't miss, like, the experiences that other people have had.
Yeah.
So definitely traveling is one of them. You know, I wish I had gone traveling. There's people that told me I've gone to this country, I went to that country. I lived there for 6 months. I did that, and blah, blah, blah. I went for a whole year, and I took my whole life, and I did this. And I was like, "Boy, when you was at that, I was probably still working at Sainsbury's, stacking the shelves.
Yeah, trying to get this money.
Yeah, just trying to get money. Again, that's probably something that I think is quite. You're not so much the way inclined, but I am. My
appetite for the cash.
Yeah, I like money, man.
Do you know why?
Well, I like money.
Yeah,
it's a control thing, innit? As well.
So
if I have money, I can control my environment.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was. Yeah.
Whereas if I don't have money, then I can't control the environment the way I would like to. So it's always about control for me, about what I can and can't control. And again, I don't know if the control thing stems back to my brother as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
In fact, I know that probably does, because one of the biggest things I had was I was so sure about the fact that my brother was okay, and he wasn't. So for me, that comes with the control thing. I was like, I didn't control that situation, and if I had controlled that situation, it would never have happened.
But have you come to the point where you appreciate that you didn't have any control over that situation?
That's the point. And then you find what I'm now doing is searching to find control over everything that I can.
Oh,
as much stuff as I can.
Yeah. But
so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, but are you open to have you made that distinction between the things that you can control and the things that you can't?
Of course I can. I have. And that's the problem. There's things that I can't control. And when I can't control something, it becomes an issue for me.
Oh.
Because now I'm like, I can't control this, and now I have to do it. That's why I don't like going to places like Carnival or even just large spaces with a load of people, I can't control that environment. It's very unlikely that one could control that environment. The only person I can really control is myself in that situation.
Yeah.
So then I just feel anxious. Like, what are you gonna do? 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 What are you gonna do?
Do you know why I don't like those places and spaces anymore? It's not so much about what I can and can't control. It's interesting because we have a very, very, very similar outlook on that kind of crowds thing. But the reasoning is slightly different. So yours is that you can't control what's going to happen there, or you don't have enough influence of what's going to happen there. Mine is now that people feel different.
Yeah, explain. You need to expand on that.
Like I'm going to sound like Erykah Badu now, but the vibe of people, I feel like the general vibe of collectives now is sour. And it makes me feel uneasy. So the number of people isn't the issue. It's the general vibe in the place.
Okay.
Vibes are not good anymore, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm not talking about my vibe that I'm bringing to the place. I'm being open and receptive in these environments. And you just feel so many...
Are you sure?
So many ill vibes.
Or do you feel like you're just being open and receptive and you think that, but actually you're not?
No, I've done a lot of work with like energy and measuring it. And
it's got its crystals out.
measuring it and all those type of things. So I'm quite aware of my energy. I'm quite aware of the energy of the people around me. And I'm quite aware of how those two interact.
See, now this is one of the things that I'm not 100% sure about anymore. About how my energy is projected onto others.
Okay.
I feel like I've got more of a negative energy now than I used to have before. Okay. I get this because people are constantly saying that I'm frowning or I'm angry or you seem this and the other. Which in my I don't believe I am that way at the time. I just think I'm being myself. But that seems to be the energy that I'm projecting to the world, and I don't know what they want me to do. Like, you want me to just be walking around smiling all day long? Do you want me to just be? I don't know what they want from me, but I do feel like I'm projecting a negative energy when I'm around people that don't know me.
Your energy has changed. Obviously, I've been around you for a long time. What did we say? 27 years or whatever?
Yeah, something like that.
Your energy has changed, and I wouldn't say that is completely gone sour, but there has been a downward change, if that makes sense. But I understand what the downward change is because I've walked with you in the space. Okay. So I can look at it and say, oh yeah, there is a refraction from that point to this point, but I know why the refraction is. Like the refraction is even tracks with the event. Do you get what I'm saying to you? And the aftermath of the event. So I wouldn't say that you're overly negative at all. In fact, because of how people's energy and how people's vibes work, it goes up and down, isn't it? It's dependent on what's happening. It's dependent on what is influencing you at the time. So, like I said, I've been around you. There's been times where me and you have been somewhere and we've both decided it's time to go. Yeah?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's a Hackney thing though still.
It could be.
It's time to leave.
It could be a Hackney thing.
I can smell it. Yeah. The gunshot is coming, but I can smell it.
But again, all of that is about tracking vibes.
Yeah, very true.
Do you know what I'm saying to you? Like, some people will say, oh yeah, but you can look at somebody and see that they're shifty. But when you're looking at somebody, what does somebody who looks shifty look like?
No, again, you have to be around enough shifty people to understand that though.
Yeah, but you're not really looking at them on the outside. You're looking at the energy. You can see the energy change. You can see when the energy shifts. You might say, oh, yeah, their facial expression. But sometimes there's no facial expression.
There's times when people walk into a room, or people say that, innit? When you walk into a room, you give an energy out. And
exactly.
People, like, they will say that there's some men that walk into a room and everyone would turn their heads to look at them.
Yeah.
Same with women.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it works both ways. That could be a positive thing. That could be a negative thing. There's sometimes when somebody walks in a room and everyone's like, there's something off about this person. There's something off about this person. You know what? I don't think I want to be around them. I'm going to go.
Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, my missus, she surprises me every now and then. She's like, oh, you know what? You used to make me laugh. I said, why is that? She goes, because the type of person you are, you always go in somewhere and go and find a corner. and then people just gravitate towards you. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, have you ever noticed, like, you just want to be left alone? You normally go and find a corner. You're not the person that's out in the front making a show of yourself. But then you always end up with people just kind of find you and then they're just around you. And I'm like, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's your energy. You're drawing them in. And I used to just think that she was just gassing, man, before. But when we're having this conversation about feeling somebody's energy and knowing whatever, if it stands to reason that someone can walk into a room and everyone says, oh, let's go, I don't really like this guy's vibe or this guy's energy or whatever, then equally there could be somewhere where you're in a space and you're gravitating towards somebody, you don't even know why. You get what I'm saying to you? Like the opposite side of that same energy.
Yeah, I hear that.
So it's that.
Yeah, there's some people that's living with people that they don't have a vibe with at all in their house, you know.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. But anyway, we went down all of the negative route. Positive stuff. What would you say you've positively...
I thought I did say some of the positive stuff about
No, I mean, you said that you started off with the negative and saying that it could be positive at the same time. But I've done the same. But we haven't actually gone down the positive route. So
the positive thing that I said that I think is positive is the fact that I can be on my own. That's the thing I'm saying.
That was the big...
I think that's my biggest growth point.
Is it?
Yeah, I think that has changed my life completely. Like, on a positive note, it's changed it completely. The fact that I don't feel that I have to be
in the company of others.
I don't have to. Like, for me now, that means that my marriage changed in my brain. Like, it's like, okay, I got married because I want to, not because I feel like I needed
to be completed
with
by somebody.
Yeah. Like, I'm happy just being on my own. I don't feel away. Like, there's some people that are jealous and stuff with their partners. My wife can go and do whatever. Yeah. I don't feel anything about it in that way because I don't feel like you go and be who you want to be.
Yeah.
Like,
that's your space. Yeah.
I don't feel that thing to clingy thing to drag them back because I feel like I don't have the FOMO that maybe they're supposed to have as well. So that helps. So I'm just like, you go and enjoy yourself. You go and do this. You go on holiday. You go this, that, and the other. I'm happy on my own.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah.
It's not a problem for me anymore. Whereas before, maybe in the past, I wouldn't have felt that same way.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah. So that's my positive.
Yeah.
So what's your positive then? Because you clearly don't have one at the moment.
No, it's not that I don't have one. It's
No, I'm talking about that you verbalized.
Oh, that verbalized. Oh, yeah. My positive is I have recently I've assessed my relationship to money. So it's interesting you saying that you love money or you need it. I should say. Well, everyone needs it, but. What did you say? What was the statement you made?
I said I like money.
You like it? Yeah. I've reassessed my relationship with money or to money, and it's really bad because it's good, but it's also bad because I realize I really don't care. I don't. I wanted to, but I really don't care, and it explains a lot because obviously being of Nigerian heritage. There's this thing about the hustler mentality and get this money, man, kind of thing. And I've never ever really felt it. Not in a genuine way before. So yes, I was getting money, but I didn't have the same drive that I saw other people have around getting money. And I couldn't understand why. Like I didn't think I was unintelligent or stupid or didn't know how to do the stuff. But I just didn't have that engine to do it.
Okay.
Like people were like, yeah, hustler. I'm just like, for what? And it's like, you get this money. And it's like, yeah, okay, it's money, isn't it?
You're a bit like Steph.
I didn't understand. I didn't, for a long time, I thought there was something wrong with me.
Oh, because you're Nigerian.
Yeah, it's like what is this? I don't get it. Like,
he's the hustle, man.
Where's the hustle thing of like all this entrepreneurship and stuff? Like, I don't think I have it.
Okay, so that was actually one of the things that somebody wrote in their questions, talking about entrepreneurship and owning your own business and stuff like that. Not everyone has this thing about being an entrepreneur. Not everyone has to be an entrepreneur. Not everyone has to be a business owner. Not everyone has to feel that desire to do this type of thing. Like, some people are just happy to just get on with their day-to-day and do their personal stuff. Like, a lot of people that are in that entrepreneurial space, they don't have a lot of personal time for them to enjoy stuff with their family because they're too busy worrying about their business. And I think that becomes a big thing when it comes to balance. Like work-life balance is one of the biggest reasons why some people will not be an entrepreneur in life. Because they're more than happy to just get on with their 9 to 5 and then that is it, cut it off.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're an entrepreneur, there is no such thing as a 9 to 5. And there's also, a lot of entrepreneurs are never ever content. They always want to be doing to the next level. They always want to be doing the next thing. They always want to be going to the next wave. And it's not always the case that your everyday person can do that.
And again, that's been something that I've had to get my head around. Because I thought I was defective. I was like, if you have these certain levels of skills, then almost entrepreneurship is the next graduation.
No, I don't see it that way.
That's how I used to see it.
I don't see it that way. I think we should touch on that with more people in it, especially like somebody like Mr. Wolf. The question that she actually asked, or they actually asked, because I'm not too sure if they're about the starting your own business and stuff.
Yeah.
But I get it. For me, if you want to do it, do it. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah.
I just want money. I don't care how it comes, bro.
I'll take any motherfucker's money.
I don't want to work. I don't want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to be a worker. I want to be rich. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand that.
I don't, and I want to be rich and anonymous.
So what it is you are, what's the word?
Lazy.
No. You are trans.
Why are you transing me now?
So basically, you should have been born into an heirloom that allowed you to have.
No, I want to be rich.
You want to inherit a whole bunch of shit.
I don't know if I wanted to be rich when I was younger.
Oh,
if I looking back now, I don't think I should have been rich when I was younger. I want to be rich now, though. Like I don't want to work anymore. I don't feel the desire to work anymore. The only reason I wake up in the morning to go to work is to make money. Like there's a lot of people that you hear, they say to you, "Oh, I've got these goals and I'm goal driven." And I want to go, and I want to do this and I want to achieve that. I don't want to be the bottom.
Yeah.
But I do go to work to get paid.
Right, let me ask you a question. Your current salary.
Yes.
If somebody would pay you to do something dumb, but give you that same salary.
What does it mean by dumb?
As in, like, something that you look at. Like, just say, for example, you open your social media feed and you see somebody clowning on there. But you know and guarantee that clowning that they're doing, whatever you consider to be clowning, like, look at this fucking idiot, I would never do this. If you were guaranteed to get the salary that you're getting now, but doing that clowning, would you do the clowning?
No, I wouldn't do that. Why can't I do what I'm doing now?
I'm saying what you're doing now is not an option for you.
It depends. Have I got a job?
Have you got a job?
Yeah.
You have a job, but it's not paying what that best.
If I've got a job, then maybe not. If I didn't have a job, then maybe I would do it.
Okay.
Because I have to get paid.
Yeah, I'm trying to see.
But I've still got limits to it.
Okay.
When you say dumb, I don't want it to. If it's something that's going to cause a problem for my parents or shame or this, that, the other to them, or something that's going to make them question the son that they have, I won't do it.
Okay.
I'm not just out here. I'll be out here hoeing.
Right. No. All right then. So, for example, you remember KSI?
Yeah, of course I remember KSI.
So KSI now, obviously, we have a certain level of respect for KSI because of he carved out himself in a space. Yeah,
but yeah, he
did some disrespectful things to the parents in the early stages that helped him to carve his way here.
Not just his parents, a lot of disrespectful things to a lot of different people. Like Logan Paul, same person. They work together now.
Yeah,
also have done a lot of disrespectful things, and the people hate him for it.
Could you have that journey?
I don't think so, because my parents is more important than the money.
Okay. All right, cool.
They're more important than the money. So I'm not. Again, I'm selfish, but I still care about my family.
Yeah.
So if they might tell me to do it, depending on how much money I'm getting. But no, I would still want my family to be proud of the person that they've brought up. Because there's still a reflection on them in it.
Yeah, but.
I do want money. I don't want to work anymore. Like that's all a part of control. Like the fact that I have to wake up in the morning to go and do stuff upsets me. because that means it's because I can't control it that I have to do that.
Okay, I hear that. And also, that's part of the journey of my thing as well with relationship with money. Like, remember I said to you, I've learned that I kind of like decoupled myself away from it. I don't care about it so much. But also that, like working, and obviously I've been out of work for a little while. It's really weird. Like I've always said I don't really want to work. I just do it because I have to. And now that feeling has been amplified so much. It's like, yeah, I actually do not. I meant it. I actually meant it. Yeah, it's mad.
Well, mine has got so bad that I don't actually want to go unless I'm going somewhere, and even then it's even just as bad. I don't want to go on holiday. I'll just keep working. And people are like, why? Why don't you want to take breaks? I'm like, because I do not want to show myself what I can do if I didn't have to work. Because it gets me more angry when I then have to go into work.
You know what's so funny? It is completely logical, but it's also very mad that you feel like that.
That's it. And they're like, what do you mean? I'm like, I can do what the hell I want. And then the next day I can't. And it upsets me. Like it properly, you know, people say I have post-holiday blues.
Yeah.
I have it a lot.
Okay.
I have it a lot. I'm just like, I have to now wake up to go to this stupid place that I don't even hate the people. I even think to myself, if I didn't have to go to work, I might even go in.
Yeah.
Look, but it's the fact that I have to do it is the problem.
Right.
I have to do this. I enjoy the people that I work with. I even enjoy them.
Yeah.
They're not a bad thing. It's not they're not bad people. I have jokes, they get on with my job. My job is, I can do my job well. But it's the fact that I have to. Not even just I have to do it at this time. I have to be at this time.
Yeah.
I have to do that at this time. Everything controlling me is to control. It's like the puppet master's controlling everything I'm doing, and that offends me. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I get it.
We're having some deeper meaningful on this podcast today.
No, I get it.
You got anything else you want to say on this?
No.
Okay, so we do Am I the Arsehole because we haven't done one for a very long time.
All right, hit me.
Okay, so let me do this Am I the Arsehole. Oh, this one is dirty long. Jesus. With proper edits on this tank. So maybe I should. Anyway, let me just do the first part. Am I arsehole for refusing to sign over half of a property until I get the legal security?
Legal security?
I can't own a property with my sibling. They've been paying off debt so they could have full ownership, and now they want me to sign over my half immediately. The plan was that I would inherit another property from a parent in exchange, but the parent hasn't legally transferred or notarized it, guaranteeing it will go to me. The sibling says I'm holding things up, accusing me of being greedy and threatening that they'll ruin their bank deal. My parents said that I don't deserve the property, that I should be grateful for anything I get, and implies that I have no right to it. I'm feeling manipulated and pressured from all sides. I'm willing to give up my share, but only once there's a legal agreement ensuring that I will receive the promised property. Until then, I want my siblings, protected so that I'm not left with nothing, and my siblings can build or sell on my portion without compensating me. I just want fairness and security more than anything else. So, is this one in it? For standing my ground in the face of an emotional pressure, am I? Yes.
That's tough, you know. That one sounds tough.
I don't think you're an arsehole for. I get it. The other person's been paying off all the debts for the house. I get that. So if we're gonna be real, that person probably deserves the house. But if you're a sibling and you know, in the end they're saying that this is something that you're meant to inherit, and the person still seems to be alive at the time as well. So I don't know why they don't change the thing themselves if they really wanted to. If they're saying, you know what, we're gonna give you a different property, but we're not promising you that different property because you don't look like you deserve it, because that's what they're basically saying here. Then I can understand why they might just be, well, I'm not gonna just give up my things, because then what do I have now? I'll have nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the reason why I say it's difficult is because on one side you've got your parents saying that you are not worthy or you don't deserve this thing, or at least they think that you're not. What's the word I'm looking for? You're not disciplined enough. You don't have the correct ingredients to be able to do it. They don't have confidence that you have the ingredients to do this, because they're saying the property that you're supposed to inherit that we spoke about before, we don't even know if we're going to get it to you now, because we can see that you might be a bit of a nonsense.
It's a proper Nollywood business, boy.
Yeah. So then also he said that the person said that the sibling is paying off debts. Are they paying off their own personal debts, or they're paying off the debts against the property?
I think it's against the property, because that's why they're saying the person's showing that they.
So then, if they are now being asked to sell or sign over their half, does that mean that the debts that the other sibling was paying off was partly because of them?
I don't know. It might just be the mortgage and stuff like that. I don't know.
But again, is this a situation because they don't have a job themselves and they're not making any financial contribution? Do you see where I'm coming from?
I don't know. There's an edit. Do you want me to read the edit?
Yeah, let's see what's going on in the edit, because this is a difficult
So
one.
it's an edit for clarity and context. Some people have asked for more details. Screen's gone black. Some people have asked for more details because my original post was vague. Here's the full situation while still keeping some anonymity for me and my family. The property was originally gifted to me and my sibling, but it came with a big debt attached. It couldn't even be used until that debt was cleared. Over the years, my sibling managed to reduce the debt and eventually paid off the rest of sales, around $5,000. I thought it was a big money, See what I say that? $5,000.
This is a big money.
The expectation has always been that once the debt was gone, they'll get full ownership. I only found out recently that I still had legal say in the property. Up until then, I thought I'd already lost my rights because of the verbal deal made years ago. Back then, I was still a minor, and the agreement was the sibling gets the full property and I get our parents after they pass. I agreed on the condition that it was put into the will, naming me as the sole inheritor. That will was never finalized, despite me asking for years. I'm now in my 20s and studying abroad in another country, so I haven't been involved with the property at all. I don't even know the exact details, only what I was told. All I know is that I was promised one thing in return for giving up another, and now that promise is shaky. When I was told last week that I had to sign over my share, I agreed only if the parent officially notarized their will, naming me the sole inheritor of their house. That suggestion was rejected, and instead new conditions came up. I would inherit the house, but I'll be responsible for the funeral expenses, which I agreed to, and I would not be allowed to turn away any family members who needed housing, which I do not agree to because it means I'll have to carry obligations but no real control. I proposed a contract as a compromise. Siblings keeps moving forward with their half, and even after they start building, while I hold my half until I actually inherit the house. To make sure the sibling is protected, I suggested adding that I can sell my half or that I can't. I can't sell my half or do anything with it until then. If I don't inherit the house, sibling would buy me out at fair market value. That way, neither of us get screwed. Sibling and parents see this as greedy and manipulative. They say that I should have trust their word, wait possibly 30 years, and then sign away all my legal security right now so a sibling can enjoy the property immediately. That's why I'm struggling. I'm not asking for more than anyone else. I'm just asking for legal security before I give up mine.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's still sticky. They don't like him.
It sounds mad. Like, yeah, it does sound like they don't like the boy. If they told me this was a half sibling or something,
that's what I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like this might be a child from a different marriage or something because
the way he's talking is like they're just family. It sounds to me like they don't rate him.
Yeah, which is sad. But I don't know why they don't rate him. There must be a reason.
Well, it might be because he's just a young boy and he hasn't shown any oomph.
Yeah, but then you say that, but then they asked him to make a contractual decision when he was a minor.
Yeah, but again, if the other guy's spending all the money to fix the property, in their head it's like you've spent the money to fix the property or the debt, sorry, you should really get it. If that was the arrangement that they was trying to make, because at the time obviously he didn't have the money, that might be just how they're looking at it. But I think it's a bit mad that they're even having to. Why can't you just sell it and split it 50-50?
No, but then if they're now saying that he didn't make any contributions to the debt, why would you then, like, you've given him part of this property?
They haven't given it to him. Somebody else has given it to him. They've inherited it. It must be a grandparent or something.
Oh.
This is why I feel grandparents should give the thing to the parent instead of giving it to the grandchildren, because
You're making decisions for some people's other people's children.
Yeah, but again, at the same time, and this is my with me assessing my relationship to money and stuff. Like, I don't want to be in this fight. This is not a fight I want to be in.
It is one of the most upsetting things I always think I would ever have if I had with my siblings. If something happened, God forbid, to my parents and we had some form of property to split and it got to the point where we was fighting over it, I'll be very upset.
And this is what I dread it. It's dread. It's the word. I dread it so bad. Like, it's even me now. Like, I've got a brother in it, you know that. So it could come to this. And I keep telling my dad, like, get it written down. I don't actually care, but get it written down so that I don't have to have
the argument.
I don't have to have a backwards and forth with. Because I don't want to go back and forth with Puff about rap shit. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, I don't need it. And I've said to him on numerous occasions, if you want to give me a gift, my gift is write that will so that I don't have to have this fight.
The argument that you and I know parents think, oh, they'll be fine. They're never fine, bro.
I know myself, and I think my dad knows me as well because we've had enough time where he's seen the color of my mustard. Yeah, mustard. But I don't know my brother.
Yeah, I hear that.
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And I can't speak for what he will or won't do.
Yeah. I remember a story of somebody told me at work about this very similar thing where, again, this is where I think sometimes it's scary how siblings can think about each other. So let's say there's 4 of them.
Yeah.
3 of them live in the UK. 1 of them lives in India.
Yeah.
The parents live in India.
Yeah.
The person that's living in India has been looking after said parents.
Yep.
They're doing okay in India. Not the greatest, but they're doing okay. But they've been looking after the parents.
Yep.
All the 3 that's in the UK are all doing very well.
Yep.
All got their own houses.
Yep.
All got their own families.
Yep.
Boom. Parents die.
Yep.
He says to siblings, give that house to that person that has been living with those parents all that time.
Mm-hmm.
It's the right thing to do. He's been there. We haven't been there. That's his house. Give it to him. We've all got our houses here in these countries. Apparently an agreement was made they were going to do that. And this is where it always, again, sometimes you watch films and you think they're rubbish, but then sometimes it sneaks into reality.
Yeah.
So now not the children themselves, but the sneaky in-laws, have now decided, well, why is so-and-so getting house? Why didn't it's your parents' house as well? Why? We've also got children. Why is it this person now got the house? So now it's turned in from the man having the house in India to now they're fighting against the property and who's getting it. The person I'm talking to has just said, I've washed my hands of all of it. He's like, I cannot stand to see my family fighting over something that none of them need. The one that actually needs it, they could just give it to him and everyone will be okay. But because now they've turned into a war, it's just long. And that's what seems to happen when these type of things happen, man.
Like I said, it's dread. It's proper dread. Like, my granddad doesn't have anything to do with Jamaica anymore.
Okay, as our people then.
He's not involved in his people in Jamaica. Like, he's not.
Yeah.
The times that we've gone back, he's gone there, visited where his mum's land and everything, because he's got land there. That's the thing. He's gone and visited it all or whatever. And I'm saying to him, like, Granddad, why don't you? He said, nah, I don't want to be involved in any of that. It's warfare kind of thing. He says it's better him not do the claiming thing and not do the blah 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 blah. Those who know and those who don't know. But he's not gonna be there to go and fight and argue. And for a long time, I used to think to myself, "What are you doing? Like, you're the oldest one. I think you're one of the only ones that's left. You have to go and put a stamp there." But over the years, taking into account all of this politics and all of this drama, I understand his position. I actually understand his position.
If sometimes you wash your hands or something, it's better for your soul, man.
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. That's what it comes down to. So with this guy here, I don't even feel like I'm in the position to be able to say whether he is or isn't an asshole. But there's something shady going on around there. He's in the forest of fuckery right now.
I don't think he's an arsehole for asking.
And his machette's not long enough. Yeah, no, you're not an asshole for asking the question.
Yeah, I don't think he's an arsehole for asking the question. I think that he should really, it's his half of it is his. Regardless of whether or not you've done this, that, but it's half of it's his. So
yeah,
he's got the right to feel away like, I don't want to sell my things. I don't have to.
Yeah, for real.
So I'm not calling him an arsehole.
And him wanting the paper signed over, I don't think he's an arsehole for that either.
No, if that's what's promised at some point.
Protection, he's doing the protection, he's protecting the backstop. He obviously knows that these people are pagans.
Well, they've changed their mind already, so...
Exactly, it could happen again.
All right, brother, you're not an arsehole.
No, not quite.
Well, the boys at ESN podcast are on your side. All right, so let's do our church notes and our goodbyes. Starting with you, Simple Simon.
I've been draining TV, so Alien Earth, I started watching that.
What do you think of that?
If I'm looking at it objectively, it's all right. I managed to watch the 5 episodes or what have you, and I wanted to see what's happening next.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's usually
I find it very slow.
Very good sign for me. Now, the pacing is similar to the film, isn't it?
Prometheus one, I would say.
Yeah. So, I like that. So yeah, I've been watching that. That's pretty good as far as I'm concerned. It's all right. I'll give it a rec if you liked Alien and you like that whole lore, because the lore of that makes more sense to me now, having certain things explained about the hunter classes and all those kind of stuff. So I like that. What else was there? I completely... Foundation had a new season 3 of Foundation. It's an Apple TV program.
Okay, I don't think I watched it.
The first 2 seasons was really good. It's a thing it's about psychohistory. So it's using mathematics to predict events that are going to happen way, way down in the future. So yeah, season 3 of that, I just literally swallowed the whole of that season 3 in the last 2 days. 10 episodes, hour long each. Really good. So I like that. I started watching Peacemaker season 2.
Yes, it's very disturbing.
It is extremely disturbing. Like, I had to... when I'm watching, I'm thinking, hang on a minute, where is this? Oh yeah, I have to reroute my brain because this is not normal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So yeah, I started watching that as well. I'm waiting for Sandman. There's supposed to be a new season of Sandman to come as well.
Is it?
Yeah. There's another season of Sandman. I finished Gilded Age.
Yeah, you said last week.
And there's a new season of that coming in as well, but I don't know what the release date on that one is.
That'll be next year, if anything.
Yeah. And then, weirdly enough, I started watching American Gods. That's from 2017, but I never watched it.
It doesn't finish, so you might just be annoyed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It gets cancelled before the time of the end.
Okay.
I was reading the book. I didn't finish the book, actually. I should really finish it.
I'm interested in how the mythologies... How they're interacting the mythologies.
It's good. It's a good program.
Partly how they bastardized it, but also how they, the stories that they choose to take out of the mythologies and how they overlap them. I'm finding it quite interesting at the moment. So yeah, that's the last thing that I'm getting into. But aside from that, I've been trying to find these secondary schools for this year of mine, man.
Good luck on that, boy, brother.
It's really weird because it doesn't. Part of me feels like it's not important, but it is.
It is important, man. But I always say it's important, but your kids still need to learn. Needs to want to learn.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean by that's why it's not important, because you could put them in the best school in the thing, but if they don't want to learn, it's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck on your travels with that.
Thank you.
Wahala's recommendations this week. I watched The Long Walk. I watched that with my wife, actually. It's a film that comes out today on the Friday, but we got special screening on the Monday.
So special.
So it's a film about a group of boys that are walking for a cash prize, and if they stop walking, something happens to them.
Oh, okay.
Basically. So
the speed of walking.
Yeah, they have to walk at a particular pace as well. And actually, one of the screenings that they did, the early screenings, was in a place with treadmills.
Yeah.
and they had to walk
walk while you're watching the film.
And if you didn't finish, if you stopped walking below the pace, you got chucked out of the film.
Yeah. So it is the speed of walking. When I say speed the film.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Okay, you see what I did there.
It was Stephen. I believe it's a Stephen King either book or maybe he just did it for film, but it's Stephen King.
Okay,
but it's quite good actually. So it's getting a lot of plaudits. People are very, very excited about the film. So yeah, if you get a chance to watch that.
Called The Long Walk.
The Long Walk.
Okay.
I feel like I've watched something else, but I just can't remember what it is. But this week, that's what I know, unfortunately, with The Long Walk. So try and check that out.
Oh yes, I've missed something.
What's that?
I watched Highest to Lowest.
Yeah, I watched that as well. That is the thing that I watched.
Yeah.
What did you think?
Spike Lee, Denzel Washington, ASAP Rocky. There was a Spike Lee element that was missing. You know the motion that he does? In all of his films, there's usually a point where somebody's walking, but he doesn't make people walk, he makes them float.
Okay, well, I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't see that stylistic impact at all. He
doesn't do it in all his films, so.
And everything that I've seen of his, anytime there's always, and sometimes it's not pronounced, but when somebody's walking, he has that camera shot of them, of their bust basically as they're walking, and they're normally floating. You don't see the cage.
I know you're referring to, but I don't think he does.
But what I did see in this one was, like what's his famous film that everyone?
What, you Malcolm X? Do the Right Thing?
Do the Right Thing, where they have that kind of like shouting at the camera. Yeah, he did that in this. I saw a couple of those in there. The story for this one, I know it was based off of some other Chinese thing, but he didn't apparently. I've never seen the original thing, but it wasn't like a retelling of that story. It was just that story kind of influenced it a little bit. Entertainment wise, it was all right. I don't know. I don't know.
I think you're trying to give it more because of the people you. It's not a great film.
That's how I feel about it.
It's not a great film, and the lineup of people that's there, you would expect it to be great because you're talking about A$AP Rocky. I'm talking about Jeffrey Wright. If I see Jeffrey Wright in something, I expect it to be amazing.
Which one is Jeffrey Wright again?
He's the friend.
Yeah.
If I see Denzel Washington in something, I expect it to be amazing.
Yeah, 100%.
If somebody tells me it's a Spike Lee joint, that comes with a stamp. The only one that's been terrible that I know that has been absolutely out of this work terrible is Chirac.
Right.
Everything else, a Spike Lee joint, it's a stamp of approval.
Yeah.
This, for me, does not live up to the marketing of what I'm expecting to see. There are aspects of the film that's good. Like, I like it when him and A$AP Rocky meet up and they have discussions.
Oh, yeah. That was wicked.
I like that type of stuff. But the majority of the film, I'm like, this seems to be out of sync. It doesn't seem to be right.
Right.
It just doesn't seem to be. It's just there.
Seems a bit longer than it needed to be.
It's just there.
It felt weird. Like, I think one time you mentioned something about Apple TV films in particular. Like, you didn't like something about them.
Netflix films I don't like.
Oh, is it Netflix films?
Because I just feel like they're just cheap. They're like Apple. They're like Channel 5 films. They're the new
right.
Even though their budget seems to be high, they still just seem to be low value films for me.
I see what you're saying. So, in a weird way, this Apple TV film, I felt like maybe because it was Apple TV, it was the way. Was
maybe again. I feel like sometimes they rush these films out just to get the money that they've been offered. But I would have hoped that these particular actors. That's what I.
So I'm very curious now. I'm probably going to go and do my research and find out what Denzel Washington felt about it, because I know he doesn't put himself to anything that he doesn't. You know what I'm saying to you, make some approval of. But yeah, I don't know. It was hard.
We watched it and I was just like, what is this?
Yeah, it was hard.
Like, it was and then I went online and it was the same. It was the same. A lot of people was just like, what is this?
I think it was too long as well. That might have hindered it a bit, because it wasn't delivering, and then it was long as well. Like, if you know if something is delivering but it's long, you might not even remember that it was long because it's delivering. Whereas with this, it's like, I'm not really sure about this film. And it's still going on. I got an hour into it, and I looked at the thing to see how long I had left. I had another hour.
The only thing I took away from it is as it go again? Pack out the trunk from the front to the back. Pack out the trunk from the front
to the back.
But I do like A$AP Rocky though. I do like him a lot. All right, cool. All right, then let me do the church notes for everything that we do. All right, so at esnpodcast@gmail.com.
Plug.
Hashtag ESN Podcast on all social medias. At ESN Podcast for social media tags.
Tell them.
Rate, review, and do all the things that need to be done.
Says Hutton.
I think I've said all the things, all the different tags that I need to have said. I don't think I've missed anything. Please shout out Mr. Wolf, shout out Stavros Boss, and shout out
Ricky.
Wrestler Forever.
Forever and forever.
Unfortunately, they were not on this episode. Next time they'll be around. Guys, I know it was very introspective, this episode. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, please let us know what we could have done better as a twosome. and we can see next time. Maybe it will be a bit more fun. I don't know.
I feel like we're the Capone and Noriega and the Ghost and Ray of this podcast. When we get together, it's like it is something.
Yeah, I think it's different than what we would have had in our. It's a different type of podcast where you just have the two of us.
Yeah,
same way that it would be a different type of podcast. Like I don't think I've done a podcast with just me and Mr. Wolf.
Yeah.
It would be a good, interesting podcast to have of you and Mr. Wolf.
Yeah, everyone sees you. Well, I say everyone within our podcast says that.
Yeah, because it would be like a conspiracy theory madness as well, like I said. But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, thank you guys for listening to us. Again, we'll like to be rated and reviewed, and please let us know if there's anything you would like us to talk about going forward. Again, to the person that wrote in, we will get through to your stuff again next week when we have more members. Don't want to give you just the 2 members answers, but we did answer a few of the things that you've put in there anyway. So yeah, thank you very much.
All right, so be good to each other, be good to yourselves, and let God sort them out. And remember, if you ain't saying nothing, say it well.
Laters, people. We out here.
Slag for life.